Okay, one more to talk about, and this is a guy who surprised me by showing up for offseason workouts in Dallas on Monday. Ezekiel Elliott, a guy that Chris and I both think should hold out, a guy who's been overlooked as the Cowboys are giving out second contracts, a guy who the Cowboys very much may well chew up and spit out and never pay a second contract to. Chris, do you agree with his decision to show up for offseason workouts?
Yeah, I have no problem with him showing up for offseason workouts. You know, he's again a guy who got suspended 2 seasons ago. You know, he's probably still trying to put his best foot forward. He does love football. You know, he wants to work out, be there, be a part of his team. I think he can still get his message across to the football team about wanting a new deal by still being there. And of course, really, hey, if he really wants to make a mess of things or give the Cowboys a sign that he wants new money, at the end of the day, you know, holding at a training camp is going to scare the Dallas Cowboys a whole lot more than anything with OTAs. But you know, to a guy like Ezekiel Elliott too, sometimes I think for this players, like, take advantage of this right now. Go work out, get in shape, get ready, be the best you could be. But at the same time, Ezekiel Elliott has led football in rushing attempts 2 out of the last 3 years. He has led the NFL in rushing yards 2 out of the last 3 years. He catches the ball out of the backfield a whole lot. And he plays a style of football that is physical, smash mouth, I'm going to knock your head off type of ball. And that usually does not translate to long careers. And because of that, yes, I would have absolutely no problem with Ezekiel Elliott after 3 years of the NFL so far and leading in the league in rushing twice, for asking for more money and for him to be paid like one of the top running backs in football.
Yeah, and there really is that risk that they're going to do to him what they did to DeMarco Murray.
Yeah.
And we don't know. Just because they made him a top 5 pick doesn't mean they didn't budget to have 5 or 6 years of Ezekiel Elliott and then move on and do it all over again. So I would want that security. You never know what's going to happen with your career when you are in those car crashes, as you say all the time. And I think Ezekiel Elliott needs to be concerned that once they start paying all these other guys, they're going to look around and say, you know what, we don't have enough money left for Ezekiel Elliott. Let's just go out and get a bunch of young, cheap guys, and we'll staff the position that way. So now's the time to take a stand. And Chris, I talked about this on radio in that first hour when you're like in traffic and otherwise not paying attention to the things I'm saying. The reality is this: just because you show up for off-season workouts doesn't mean you show up for the start of training camp.
That's
what
right,
better way
right.
to stun them
Right.
than to show up for the off-season program, but then when it's time for what really counts, that's how you get their attention. And maybe they exhale, maybe they relax, maybe they think, oh, okay, Ezekiel Elliott's on board, everything's fine. And then all of a sudden you don't show up for the start of training camp. That may be the moment where they get the wake-up call and they end up taking care of you.
Yes, definitely. Now, did you not know I already said that point? Did you know that I said the same thing already? I just wanted the listeners to know. See, this is what happens. I talk and make a point. Mike texts and types on the computer, and then he comes up and makes a point and wants me to react to it, and I have nothing to react to because I already made the same point. So, yes, that would make a lot of news, Mike. You're right.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.